Now, I already got my headers, my pipe, I already got them. You gotta watch the oil, because this thing got an oil leak when they put that thing in there. Here's this 442 69 Cutlass here. I mean, this car is not shaking at all. This thing is running very smoothly. For your liking. 1969 Cutlass, nice and clean underneath, pretty good. Now we got a problem here. Well, this is just stuck inside there. There's no clip to hold it in. Don't even know if it's in the right slot. It might look like the middle slot is where it belongs. Also, right here, this thing falls off right here because somebody put a nut and bolt here. This is not set right. It's not set like it's supposed to. We're gonna have to straighten that part out too and get the right linkage for this. Something that's not right here. What happened when they were tightening this up, it made this hard to move, I know. So we're going to get the right setup for that. We're going to have to get it from Summit. Okay. So we're going to see what we need to get there.
With all that oil.
Also, I see this leaking right here, so I may end up having to get another thing here. Leaking from the rear seal here. Have to see why that's leaking there. May need a bushing. Don't know. We'll have to see from there. We're gonna probably need another speedometer. And it's gonna probably need something up there. So, but this is the most important thing right there. We're gonna take care of that. Boy, it's leaking oil all over the place down here. This is motor oil coming up from here. It's coming all on this side over here too, so it's leaking oil. And the kickdown cable is no good either. Right here. So this thing is broken right here now. So it's gonna probably need a kickdown cable. Well, it needs one. There's no problem about that. Yeah, I got that right there. This pin is dented right here. I don't know. I thought they took the motor out. I don't know what they did on this thing. Things always end up over here. Oh, they did something. Look at here. Even this is not hooked up. The vacuum's not hooked up for the transmission. I mean, what? Do it have a... Where's the... Boy, I tell you the truth.
You ran the line for it. Line off up on top.
I don't know what the...
Goes away. Head to her.
Ah, boy, I tell you the truth.
Oh, it's blown off.
You gotta deal with this. Well, what you see over here, Bill?
No, I was looking at the header tie close here on the frame here.
People just don't do stuff right, and then here we gotta do something. Okay. All right.
Cover. Need a cover.
Yeah. Okay, and this vehicle here, I showed you what problem they were having with the nut in the bolt on this slider here. So what I had to do, because they have a different type of cable, I had to actually make this cable and use this hitch clip. And when we put it on here, we're going to let this slide in like here. So now this will be able to move back and forth, and it has a place where you can put a cotter pin, or not a cotter pin, a clip here where it won't fall off. Now this is kind of long, so you're gonna have to put some washers on the back and on the front, but the idea is this has to be able to swivel back and forth, but the nut in the bolt caused it to bind up. So put this back, attach it back to that there, and we'll have this will be taken care of. Alright, and I'll show you after it's over. What I did, I took this and welded this on here so this would never come off. Alright, so let's move on right along. Now this here has we put like some type of clip here, but this doesn't belong. There's a GM clip that goes in here to put pressure on here. If I can't find that, then I'm going to make something here where it can keep it. But I'm gonna try to find that clip. All right. So what I did here is make a spacer. You can buy spacers that's thick. Okay. I just made one, a solid one, and I'm gonna put that spacer right there. Then I could take this and put this on right there. Then I put another washer on this side. You can put a smaller one here too if you want. And then use this clip to hold it in. It's hard for me to, well, let me see if I could push this in while holding this camera. Okay. Man, one hand is not good. Wow. Alright. Got that in. What the important thing is to make sure this thing in here is not squares, and it won't be. So it can move freely. Okay? I'm going to tighten that up top, but this has to be able to move without being binding. When they had the nut and bolt in here, they tightened it where this was bound up and it couldn't move. When they loosened it up, then it just came loose even further. So now tighten this up, this will be ready to go when I find a clip for this. Alright, first thing on this Oldsmobile we're going to deal with is this here. Customer had a new drive shaft yoke put on here. The old drive shaft yoke was bad, so they also put new universal joints on. So it's a new yoke that's not pitted. This has a new bushing and a new seal in it. Number two, right here, on this side here, you got a brand new speedometer housing and gear in here, because these things like to wear out, because this was leaking here. Now going up to here, we got this fixed here, which now has a pin sitting here where this thing can never tighten against the cable. Now the cable is free to move easy, and it won't pop off. Okay, so we got that there. This here is a spacer, really. It's full of washers, but these washers are are cemented together to make one big spacer. And then you have this part here and then this pin here. So now this was moved. Now on this side, we got the cable clip that we had to order this thing where it slides behind here to keep this in place. Before it didn't have one, now I have that. Then we go over to, we have this hooked up right here. The vacuum line is hooked up, and we'll show you how it's hooked up in the front. And then the shifter cable over there has been repaired to where now it is not, the steel is not showing. It also has some other spots that was bad up at the top, but this is okay now and it's moving freely. This is the throttle cable. So we are going to go to the, it still has the engine oil leak though. That has to go to the engine shop over here. So you're gonna have to take that to the shop. Now we're gonna go to the top and show you how that vacuum hose is hooked. It's a nice car. Don't have any rust really at the bottom. None. I don't really see any rust, tell you the truth. Okay. None whatsoever. Okay, let's go and see how we got it hooked up, the vacuum. Alright, so this is the line that goes to the back to the transmission vacuum modulator. And what we did here was take out the plug that was here, and we screwed in one with a brass vacuum hose there. God, this thing don't want to come off, do it. Ooh. Well, it has a nipple on there and don't want to come off, because it, anyway, we put this here on here and ran it here, so now it has vacuum in the intake manifold. So that's it for this. So everything that we had to do is done. Now it has to go back to the engine. Here's another thing. Here's a problem. See, it doesn't have any bolts. You got, this is tied this cover down. There's nothing there, and there's nothing here. So the ones who installed this, the bolts are broken off inside here. So what they did is try to fill it full of I don't know, sticky stuff, and hope that silicone, and hope that it just didn't leak. And that's not solving the problem. It is leaking. So they're gonna have to drill this stuff out and fix that right some type of way. It would have been better probably if they did this while this motor was out on the ground. Unless they didn't realize it, I don't know. But now they got a bigger job to do. All right. Oldsmobile Cutlass 69 442.